Hello YouTube, Fifi fan here. Bring your deck profile for Feltyrosa here. I just got finished playing quite a few rounds today with it, and I just wanted to give you guys a deck profile for it. So here we have the starter, Feltyrosa. Um, I am not playing the Wallista ride line with this. I know a lot of people do that, but I actually don't like playing with that. And one of the main reasons, and I know this is pretty foolish, but I don't really like playing what everybody else is playing. I like to make my own concoction, so I'm just gonna just put a disclaimer right there for that. Um, but I have seen somebody else play this from the Kyrie ride line. Um, I don't play the grade one for Felty is because she soul blasts for her cost, and one of the other cards here in the deck uses soul more efficiently or needs a soul a lot more than the right line, so I play this one instead. And it still pluses me one. It's just rested. So basically, when she's placed on Vanguard, I choose one grade one or less for my hand, or I mean for my drop, and I call it as rest on the rear guard. Still play the grade two. When she's rolled upon, I reveal a normal ghost unit from my hand and put it to the top of my desk, deck, and then choose a ghost from my drop and put it into my hand. So with her skill, what I normally do is discard something that I know I'm going to use. That way I can just get it back to my hand so it's free. And then I'm playing the grade 3. When a drive check reveals a ghost, normal unit, I'm going to call it to the open front row. It has to be open. And then if I call out counterblast one and I get +1 drive to the end of the battle. Amazing skill. So good. So good. Um, I did lose a couple games because of this though. This is not guaranteed unless you can guarantee it. So if you're going into a turn where you have no front row and you're just expecting, just to get like two units out of like thin air, be prepared for error because that happened to me earlier today. I didn't call a card from my hand because I just figured that with her skill I would just mill two and then call two, and you know what? I didn't mill any. So if you ever at like the end, towards the end of the game, and you have something in hand, even if it's like a great one, just call it on top of a booster. You know, worst case scenario, you can just put all the triggers on that one and then swing for a big number. Except for the right line. On every zeros. Four heal triggers because heals are nice. I don't know any deck that's not playing heal triggers. Four draw triggers. So I was really debating. Like when I first built this deck, I built it with only 3 draws, and I'm slowly finding out that draws are really important. With Feltyrosa, you are like constantly spitting out your whole hand to do these insane pushes and attacks. So draws are just really important. I was trying to play like 4 fronts and then like 3 draws and then 4 crits. That just wasn't working, so I just cut one of the. Spoiler alert: I'm playing fronts. I'm just a front enthusiast. I don't know what else to say. I just like the psychological dilemma it puts my opponent through when they're trying to guard. So I was playing 4 fronts and then 3 draws, but I just cut one of the fronts for a draw. Um, if you want, you can cut just the fronts all together and then play like 2 more crits and 1 more draw. That would be really, really good if you didn't want to play the fronts at all. Next, for the crit trigger, I was thinking of playing 4 fronts and then 3 crits, but I think that crit pressure is still really good, so I decided to cut one of the fronts for a crit. Three fronts. Like I said, I know a lot of people just really don't like fronts, but you know, for mind games, I just really really love it. Once your opponent knows that you're playing fronts, they're less likely to like two card guard your stuff. They're gonna try to no pass all your stuff, and that's good for you because that makes them use their hand. And I'm playing one of the Overtrigger, just the demon one this time. It says when you check it, obviously you get one of your unit gets 1 million, 100 million, and you draw a card. But also during your turn, this gets during your turn, all rear guards get plus 10k. So great for pushing further. So once you check this from that turn on, you'll get this effect. Everything will get 10. Next is grade ones. For Join Gas Ernesta, best grade one in the deck. It says back row when your other ghost is placed on R during the battle phase, I can stand this. Best grade one, so good. It doesn't really give itself power or anything like that, but with the graph text you're making, that'll be good. And then even still, you can tack in the rear guards. Next, the new Perfect Guards. I don't know any deck that's not playing the Perfect Guards. They get the newer one. When you put this on Guardian Circle, choose one of your units, and it cannot be hit until the end of the battle. If you have two or more cards, you choose a card from your hand and discard it. If you don't, like say this, you only have two cards left, and then this one and this one and the other one is left, or this is just by itself, you can still Perfect Guard with it. It still procs. And then three of this one, when it's a little lady, Helmina. When this unit is placed on R, if you have another ghost on your R, choose one of your rear guards and give it plus 5k. Really good unit, especially with this. Normally what I do is I'll give the 5k that this gives to this, just because this restands. As you can see, I don't play a lot of grade one, so it's really important for you to keep at least one grade one if you can. If you can't, just hope that you'll draw into one. But if you see one of these grade ones, just keep it in your hand. Just for one of the other cards that I run later on that requires it to be boosted. You can always use triggers, but then you don't have any cards to guard with. So if you see a grade one, I always try to keep one if you can. Grade twos. For Dedicated Serenade Eleanor, best grade two in the deck. I took the number the first grade ride line from Feltyrosa just for this card. This is the card I was talking about. So when this unit attacks, counter Soul Blast 2, this unit gets plus 15k to the end of the battle, and it goes to the top of the deck. So this one opens up a rear guard for your Feltyrosa's skill, and it puts itself on top of the deck. It's just a phenomenal card. Like I said, I cut the grade one from here just for this one, so I don't use soul. So I have soul to use for this. Best grade two in the deck. Normally, if you mulligan, if you're going to mulligan, you want to keep this. Next, grade two. I'm playing 3 copies of Hairbrain Aspiration Hellwig. So, as I was saying, this deck has a really bad time with hand. This is one card that helps fix that, and it also helps fix your soul. It gives you more soul. So not only does this deck have problems with like drawing and stuff like that, it has a soul problem too because this is kind of expensive because you don't really have anything else that's giving you soul. So there's other stuff that I wanted to play, but this is just really important because you need the soul. It says when you're placed on R during the battle phase, you put this into your soul and draw one. So not only does it give you a soul for her cost, it gives you a draw as well, and it opens up another spot for your next call. Normally, when you are mulligan it, when you do your mulligan, if you don't have the grade three, the next grade threes I'm talking about, if you don't have one of the grade threes that goes to the top to put on top of the deck to call, this will probably be the next best thing. And then last but not least, I'm playing a 2 Vibrant Symphony. I don't see anybody playing this, but I do have a love for Blitz orders. I don't know what it is, but I just find Blitz orders just so so nice. I don't play very many orders, but if I do play orders, mostly like Blitz orders, something that I can play defensively. Like I said, with this deck, it has a really bad time with hand because you're always spitting out your hand. But this does have a drawback. You have to be really cautious on your damage because this requires you to be hit that turn. So you can't use this unless you're hit first. But once you are, this is a plus 30k shield. Really, really good card. I guess you can play something else, but like I said, you don't really have that much hand because you're throwing your hand up for the board. So this is just great defensive option. It works wonders for me. I find that it's better to use it earlier game than late game because once you have like 5 damage, you just can't use the card. So just be mindful of your damage and how much damage you're taking when you use this card. Last but not least, I have the grade threes. I'm running actually quite a few grade threes here. Okay, I'm running 3 more of my grade 3 persona right here. I explained what she did earlier, so there's nothing to say about that. I'm playing 4 Capriccio of a Circulating Star Ingrid, 4 of her. Really good. She provides counterblast, so you're not like eating up all your resources for your Vanguard skill. And it stands a unit that you have like a booster that you used previously with one of your rear guards. Really, really good. One of the rear guards stands itself during battle phase, but if you don't have that one, this one stands one up for you. When it attacks, this unit gets plus 5k until the end of the turn, so it's making an ATK attacker. If your opponent has not hit a a damage check or has not hit a damage at all, you can just put it in a row by itself, and it's ATK attacker. Another good thing about it is it opens up a circle for you. So after you attack with it, you attack, get 5k, and then you put it at the bottom of the deck, and that opens up another rear guard for you to use your Vanguard skill. When you're doing your grade 2, when you're right on top of your grade 2, when it's asking you to put a normal ghost, this is probably, well, not probably, this is your best target. When you do your mulligan, always keep this. It was between this one and the grade 2 I was telling you about, but this one, if you get this in your open hand, always keep this. And then last but not least, I'm playing 3 Selfish Practice Annalise. This is another one of the cards, I was telling you about how this deck, struggles with soul. This also generates soul. So at the end of the battle, this attacks while boosted. So this is the card I was talking about earlier as well. You always kind of want to have a grade 1 when you're doing your mulligan, because this requires a booster. Now you can use a trigger like I said earlier, but you want to keep that in hand to guard with. So always try to keep it a grade 1 if you can, just for this skill. So so at the end of the battle, this attack while boosted, you put this into your soul. So not only does this give you soul, you give another one of your rear guards plus 5k. Um, so this is another one of the power giving cards that I normally give to the back row. So when it restands, it stands for beefier column. All right, guys, that was the end of the deck profile. Thanks for staying or sticking around to see it. I am going to be doing a tips and tricks for this deck. I think I've played enough to have a couple of them down packed. Thanks for watching. See ya.